Alright, today we're just going to do just a general update about my life. What's going on, how things have changed since the last videos. The last video I was living at the old house over on 717 Majestic Prince Court, and as you can see, I've moved. Now, we actually bought this place. I know it needs some love, but it's a older double-wide trailer. It's 5 bedrooms, got a ton of room inside. And I believe close to 5 acres of land. So we've got a ton of room. You can't really tell in the video, but I mean, behind the house, there's a ton of room. Well, I hadn't had a whole chance to do a whole lot with my car because, with the move and my back injury and so on and so forth, it's just been kind of busy. But I figured today I'm going to try and get as much done as I can before Paige wakes up, and we'll go from there. So, what have we done so far vehicle-wise? We've still got Old Orange, as the kids call it, Orange Fanta. I haven't really done a whole lot with the truck. It still has its days when it runs okay, and then days when it doesn't. But it is what it is. So then we got the replica moved. It's over here chilling. Haven't really done a whole lot with it. Luckily, seeing that nose makes me want to stay on task, so that makes me happy. It runs, but unfortunately the freeze plug came out, and anytime you start it up, it'll run for a few minutes and then it'll start to overheat because it can't hold coolant, and it smokes anyway, so no big deal. Motor was going to have to be rebuilt either way. Well, fast forward a little bit, ended up getting another car. It's a 6-cylinder Firebird. I'm thinking it's a hard top. Hey, it's got some tan interior, so that'll be good for parts. And a lot of stuff under the hood was in good shape. So, like this particular car here has no coolant overflow, no, a couple of just little odd things under the hood that were missing. So I'm like, hey, cool, I'll get this one, and we'll just start pulling parts off of it, and we'll be good to go. But here we have the other car. And it's actually not in that bad a shape. So plans may have changed for this one. It doesn't run, and from what I've gathered so far, I think it just needs a fuel pump. If it wasn't a hard top, it would be a no-brainer. If it was a T-top, this would be the car that would end up being kit. But it being a hard top, it's just one of those things I can't give up. Kit was a T-top, and me being the 80s fanatic, T-tops are an iconic thing that I love and I have to have, so no luck there. The question is, do I gut this car, or do I just get this car running and drive it? I mean, how cool would it be to be able to have a daily driver Firebird again, even though it's 6-cylinder? I mean, who cares, because honestly the 305s were turds to begin with, so even the V8s had no power whatsoever. The 6-cylinders were just a little less. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's like 20-30 horsepower less than the V8, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, it's fuel injected, so reliability wise, the fuel injection would be better than carbureted anyway. But when you pop the hood, which I've got new hood shocks and all that good stuff, pop the hood on this thing, and I mean, it's extremely complete. You can tell from underneath the hood being like super shiny, zero rust, immaculate. The car was taken care of while it was still, running and loved. I think, to be honest, it was either garage kept or, taken care of. There's no rust. There's like, if you go over the entire car, I found 2 spots of rust, and it's extremely common places. Place right down here. You can see it right there. So that is from when the battery leaks. These cars are notorious for the batteries leaking, and basically leaking underneath the battery, which the battery tray rusts out and can rust the fender. The other spot of rust is over here, right here. I was told that's common too, because if the trim, the window trim, starts to leak, it pours down this pillar and starts collecting water. So, 2 small spots of rust that would need to be taken care of, but honestly, if I'm driving it as a daily and just, puttering around in it, do I really even care? No, not really. But on the other hand, there's a lot of parts on this thing that if I get to the point that I'm starting to be close to the build of kit, that I don't know, I may have to sacrifice, because the interior on this thing is in actually pretty good shape. The seats are in good shape. That would be a good thing to move over to this car. But we'll see as we get closer. Who knows? This little building. So, little RV, looks like, Joe Dirt might live here. Hard to say, but I actually like this little building. When we got here, it was locked. I ended up having to cut the lock off and check it out. Well, as you can see, I've still got some extra Firebird parts. But here's the thing. Whoever had this building had started on a remodel of it. So I cleaned it out. You go in here, and it's actually, it's kind of a cool little building. So I'm going to use this as my man cave. Tools, parts, that kind of stuff. Come out here and chill. So as you can see, I've got bumpers galore. I've got, door panels, doors, you name it. So tons of storage. You can see here I've got all my paints, my powder coats, my power tools are in here. So just a neat little setup. I've still got to do a little cleaning, but pretty cool little place. So, and then the next building over is Paige's she shed slash craft room. Basically, she's gonna start building that building into where she does her t-shirts and so on and so forth. But so that's our little update for the day. Nothing too exciting. I'm gonna try and pull some carpet up on that car and see what we can do with the fuel pump. These cars are hard to change out the fuel pump because of the way the location of the tank is. Typically you have to drop a tank on a fuel pump anyway, no big deal. But these cars, you have to jack them up. If you don't have a lift, it's a nightmare. You have to raise them up. You have to drop the rear axle or the rear end, the exhaust, before you can even get to the gas tank. So trying to do it on the ground is going to be tough, but we'll see. So appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully I can start posting some more videos later.